So how does your phone protect people against that?
Again, this, like I said, this era started 3.5 years ago, and we came at it from a completely contrarian view.
Yeah.
This phone, it's our hardware, made in Indonesia at a Singaporean facility. Our operating system, all our code, and we are solely focused on data sovereignty that you control.
It's pretty cool just that I am kind of impressed that you made hardware. You didn't just build an app like you actually.
Correct, because you have to control it down to the root level of the hardware and the software, so that we don't have an advertising ID, and our operating system blocks any attempt by any app to turn on your camera or your Wi-Fi or your microphone or your GPS or anything. We don't allow any of that leakage. In fact, we have a privacy center.
This is called the Unplugged.
This is an unplugged phone. And this is effectively a firewall which prevents apps from doing all the things they're used to doing on all the other phones. So you're in control of what of your data goes out, which is effectively zero. This is like a safe. It comes in, it doesn't come out.
So just to bottom line it, I'm protected from what am I protected from if I use that?
Here's the thing. If you're using apps and some federal agency goes to that app purveyor and says, give me everything you have on Tucker that he's been using on that app, there'll be nothing because there's no data leaking from you, from your device to that app. If you call somebody, we have our own secure messenger. For example, you want to call and make a secure call and you call me, it takes about 5 seconds to connect because it's literally creating a encrypted tunnel between you and me. Generates a new encryption key every call. It's completely different.
So the government hates that, and there have been all kinds of legal battles over this question. They don't want secure communication between citizens because all of a sudden they care about human trafficking or something.
Yes, and their latest excuse for this massive FISA enlargement was drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking, right.
Because they've been failing for 40 freaking years at that.
Well, they just opened the southern border to fentanyl and human trafficking. So these exact same people are suddenly really worried about human trafficking and drugs.
Yeah, it's a joke. So right. We produced 500 units, fielded them last fall. We did a big beta test, and now we have 10,000 units, so people can order and deliver. And look, it is our effort to fight the power of
so
big tech.
So what can't I do? I mean, I'll just confess that I use an iPhone made by a company I actually kind of hate and that hates my country and me, and I use it anyway because it's super
And we figured
easy.
There's a lot of people like you that would want to digitally opt out of the lie of big tech. And so what you can't do, obviously we don't have the Apple Store. We don't have Apple Music, but you can use Spotify. You can use a lot of the other streaming services on here. We just prevent them from collecting your data as to what you're listening to or where you are when you do it.
What about pictures?
Of course you can take pictures. And you can share pictures. You can send pictures. We have a lot of the other privacy-related apps, whether it's Signal or Threema or Proton or Telegram. We have
Why has nobody done this? So everyone complains about this. Everyone who pays any attention at all understands. Plus, the iPhone's incredibly expensive. But they have a hammer lock on your life. And so this seems like a pretty obvious...
Other people have tried it before, and they burn through a lot of money, and I don't think the timing is right.
They're not flying coach to Dubai, are they?
we did this.
Man, you are Dutch. I love that. Fly coach to Dubai.
This phone also has a kill switch, an actual a switch which separates the battery from the electronics. You can't shut your iPhone off.
Oh, I know.
It's always listening. It's always pinging towers. It's always pinging Wi-Fi, building a digital breadcrumb trail of where you go and what you do.
Even if I turn the iPhone off, it's not off.
Correct. This, you turn that off, it's off because it physically separates battery from electronics. It's just like pulling the battery out of an old Nokia phone.
So I'm sorry I interrupted you. So this, I love this, of course. It's incredibly ambitious, but also on some level, it's kind of obvious. Like, why haven't we had this before? So you said people have tried, they spent too much money, and then I interrupted you.
And they tried maybe just with an app, and just with an app doesn't work. And people have tried to do it with a reskinned Google phone. We have this phone is incapable of running Google mobile services. So you're not going to get Google Maps. We have a way to navigate that works well. But again, so many of the freemium approaches where they've been boiling the frog of the people of the world, we provide them a digital alternative to that where you are in control of your First Amendment rights and your Fourth Amendment rights.
Thanks for watching. You can go to tuckercarlson.com for our entire library of everything we've done, and we hope you will.